The results of the longest and most fiercely fought elections are now out, with both the Congress and the BJP claiming moral victory as their own. While the Congress and its allies claim moral victory for having successfully stopped the BJP and Narendra Modi from a third successive majority of their own, the BJP has claimed victory for having breached the magical 272 mark along with their allies. They also point out to the Congress and their allies that the BJP has garnered more seats than the Congress and its allies put together. In this video, we shall see what are the factors that resulted in both the BJP and Narendra Modi not being able to reach the magical 272 mark. In 2014, Narendra Modi came in as the challenger to Dr. Manmohan Singh, who was in office for 10 years, riddled with scams day in and day out. There was a large public anger against the UPA, which resulted in the NDA gaining a landslide victory. Again, in 2019, the Pulwama attacks, followed by the Balakot airstrikes, gave the BJP and the NDA another landslide victory. The BJP hoped that what the Ram Mandir would do to them what the Balakot airstrikes did in 2019, but unfortunately for them, that was not the case. Due to a lack of a national narrative, local issues took precedence. In Maharashtra, the political turmoil played a huge factor. In Uttar Pradesh, the paper leaks and the stray cattle played another factor. Also, the price rise and unemployment too had a big role in the anti-incumbency. If not for the Labharthis who had benefited from houses as part of the PM Awas Yojana, Ujjwala gas scheme, as well as toilets under the Swachh Bharat scheme, and most importantly, the free ration for over 80 crore people, the BJP and the NDA would have been shown the door just like the UPA was 10 years ago. The BJP seemed to be overconfident. This was because in December they won the state elections of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. In January, there was the inauguration of the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. At that time, the BJP and the media thought that the 2024 general elections were a done deal and was a mere formality. No one could gauge the simmering discontent on ground. Everything seemed to be red and rosy, but that was not the case. The BJP is a pro at using slogans, whether be it the Ab Ki Bar Modi Sarkar or the Achhe Din Aayenge. In 2024, they used a new war cry, which was Ab Ki Bar 400 Par. At first glance, this seemed to be a masterstroke, as it put the opposition in the back foot, where they started saying that the BJP and NDA would not get 400 instead of saying the BJP and NDA would not go past the magical figure of 272. Everything seemed perfect until the motor mouths in BJP like Anant Kumar Hegde and Lallu Singh etc. said that they would want 400 seats in order to change the constitution. This angered the Dalits and the backward classes as they feared that when BJP says that they want to change the constitution, it means they would remove the privileges that the constitution provides to them. This was further compounded as the opposition pounced on this, and the leaders like Rahul Gandhi and the other leaders of the INDI alliance started taking a book of the constitution to their rallies and waving it around. The opposition also did a good job by linking the changing constitution to the removal of reservations. This put the BJP in the back foot and they had to clarify their stance. And they tried to spin it around by saying that it is the opposition that intends to give the reservations of the Dalits and the backward classes to the Muslims. But unfortunately for them, the damage had already been done. The Dalits and the backward classes who had overwhelmingly voted to the BJP in 2014 and 2019, seemed to move away from the BJP in fear of the changes to the constitution and the removal of the reservations. In the past two elections, it was the BJP that set the narrative and the opposition parties usually used to defend themselves. But this time around, the roles were reversed. It was the opposition parties that set the narrative and the BJP found themselves clarifying their stance. It started with the change in constitution and the removal of the reservations. Furthermore, Arvind Kejriwal came into the mix. He stated that, as per the BJP's previous precedents with LK Advani and Murli Manohar Joshi, Narendra Modi too would retire when he would reach the age of 75. Also, he insisted repeatedly that, just like how Shivraj Singh Chauhan was moved from his chief minister's post, Yogi Adityanath too would be removed. In fact, Amit Shah himself had to come in and clarify both these issues. This time around, the Hindu Muslim rhetoric too found very less traction. If you look at the BJP's support base, there are three categories. The first one is the staunch Hindu who would vote to the BJP come what may and has no other choice. He supports the BJP due to the Ram Mandir and also in hopes of having mandirs at the disputed sites in Varanasi and Mathura. The Hindu Muslim rhetoric would not impact his choice of voting. The next is the nationalistic voter. The nationalistic voter supports the BJP because of issues like abrogation of Article 370, national security, as well as to how India presents itself in the world stage. Then the Hindu Muslim rhetoric would not impact his voting pattern too. Lastly, it is the swing voter who votes any government based on issues like development, corruption, etc., which would impact his life. None of these voters would vote the BJP because of the Hindu Muslim rhetoric. The handling of alliance partners in two key states cost the BJP and NDA dearly. First, let us look at the state of Tamil Nadu. In Tamil Nadu, both the AIA-DMK, the BJP, and PMK contested together in the 2019 general elections, but they managed to win only one seat out of 40, including the seat of Puducherry. This was because by then the AIA-DMK was in power in the state for close to 8 years. Hence, there was a lot of anti-incumbency against the state government. Whereas in 2024, the situation was different. In the 2021 state elections, the DMK managed to gain power. In the past 3 years, there has been a lot of anti incumbency against the local state government. This was evident when the MP candidates of the DMK and its allies went on the campaign trails. There was a lot of opposition that they faced from the local public. If the AIA DMK and the BJP had contested together, they would have made a sizable dent to the DMK and its allies tally. Also, the main reason, if we look at why the BJP splitted with the AIA DMK, it is because they had their eyes focused on the 2026 state elections. This time in 2024, their main aim was not to win the seats, but rather to push the AIA DMK to the third place and occupy the position of the main opposition. But this seems to have been failed miserably because the AIA DMK still managed to gain around 20% of the vote share, whereas the BJP seemed to achieve only 10%. Next is the state of Maharashtra, which sends the second most number of MPs to the parliament after Uttar Pradesh. In Maharashtra, if you see, there are four major parties: the Congress, NCP, Shiv Sena, and BJP. The NCP and Congress are natural allies due to their secular ideology, whereas the BJP and Shiv Sena are also natural allies because of the Hindutva ideology. After the 2019 state elections, fissures appeared between the Shiv Sena and BJP regarding the chief minister's chair. The Shiv Sena wanted it to be split between both the parties for 2.5 years each, whereas the BJP, which had the more number of seats, was adamant that it wanted the chief minister's chair for itself. This resulted in a bitter divorce and the Shiv Sena joining the NCP and Congress and forming the Maha Vikas Aghadi. Personally, I believe if the BJP had just left it as it is, they would have had sympathy amongst the general public, as the Shiv Sena joining the Congress was completely unholy, because the senior Thackeray had always said if that situation arises, he would just burn his party down. 2 years later, in 2022, the Shinde faction split away from the Shiv Sena and joined the BJP. This too would have been fine because the people would still accept, as the Shiv Sena was always a Hindutva party and they could not manage to have an alliance with the Congress and the NCP. Hence, most of the MPs led by Shinde himself came out and joined the BJP. But what made matters worse was 1 year later, the NCP was split into two and Ajit Pawar joined the BJP alliance. It is the same Ajit Pawar regarding whom Devendra Fadnavis had said those famous dialogues saying, Chakki piecing, Chakki piecing, Chakki piecing. I wonder how he felt to rub shoulders with Ajit Pawar and share the stage with him. This created a lot of anger among the Maharashtrian public. They seem to blame the BJP for this political mess, and the results seem to show that. If you look at the journeys of Narendra Modi and Arvind Kejriwal since 2014, they seem to be going parallelly and eerily similar. Both these leaders came across as crusaders against corruption in 2014. We all remember during the 2014 election campaign, Narendra Modi used to repeatedly say that if all the black money that was stashed away in the Swiss banks by the scams done by the corrupt UPA ministers was brought back to India, then each Indian could get at least 15 lakhs in his bank account. Similarly, we all know how what's the involvement of Arvind Kejriwal in the India Against Corruption movement. Then, coincidentally, both these leaders faced off against each other in Varanasi. I always believe that since the BJP has a nationwide presence, the public decided to post him in the PM's chair, whereas since the AAP has an overwhelmingly dominant presence in Delhi, the public decided to give Arvind Kejriwal the CM's chair. In the past 10 years, you see that both these leaders have enjoyed absolute majority. Narendra Modi won two straight elections with absolute majority, while Arvind Kejriwal too won two straight elections in the Delhi state with absolute majority. In 2024, Arvind Kejriwal has been involved in the liquor scam, and also the Swati Maliwal case seem to have dented his image. Although Narendra Modi has not been involved in any scam, the electoral bonds seem to have dented his image to an extent. Especially if you see one of the key accused in the liquor scam was turned into an approver after he donated some money to the BJP via the electoral bonds. Also, issues like Brijbhushan Saran Singh and the wrestlers, as well as the Prajwal Revalna case, seem to have dented his image to an extent. Former BJP leader Arun Shauri had once famously said that the BJP is Congress plus cow. by inducting hordes of corrupt leaders from various parties, and they miraculously turning innocent as soon as they joined the BJP hasn't escaped the public eye. We all remember Modi's speeches where he says it's Modi's guarantee that he would not let even one corrupt person go scot free. But that guarantee seems to be falling flat in his face. We all have seen how Ajit Pawar, who was repeatedly called as corrupt by the BJP, has recently been declared as innocent after he had joined the NDA fold. So this seemed to be another issue where the BJP and Narendra Modi seem to have lost some faith within the public. So these are the factors which I think made an impact in the BJP not achieving a majority on its own. Please do let me know in the comment section if you feel I have missed out anything. Also, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. In the future, I will be bringing in more interesting videos. My next is a series of 4 videos regarding the history of the Dravidian ideology. It starts off with the era of Periyar and Annadurai, who were the stalwarts of the Dravidian movement, followed by the era of Karunanidhi and MGR, and then it would be MGR and Jayalalitha era, and the last would be the present era of Stalin and Udayanidhi Stalin. We all know Udayanidhi Stalin, who made those famous, rather infamous statement regarding the Sanatan Dharma. Thank you very much.